Okay. I don't know if that'll do it, but I need something. God damn, this chair's so squeaky. All right, squeaky chairs. We apologize for the squeakiness. Okay, ready?
Welcome to the show. This is the Bald and the Beardiful podcast with your hosts, John and Brian. This episode is brought to you by Top Hats Barbershop. Stay dapper.
Hello and welcome to the Bald and the Beardiful. Not Bald and Beardiful.
Nope. Bald and the Beardiful.
I am John, aka John the Realtor, aka JTR. But John the Realtor. And you
Brian.
are? Yes.
I'm Brian Collins.
AKA BJC Sells. JTR Sells. I'm just going to copy you on everything you do.
Yeah, I love that. That's fun. I can get behind that.
What are we talking about today?
Hello, everybody. Let's see. The last time so this was really funny, right? Because the last time we did this, we talked about your friend who was a barber, and they had a barbershop, and I talked about my friend who was a barbershop.
Yeah, we did.
And it was not even 2 days after all the audio is still sitting on my computer, not edited, not nothing. We haven't done anything to this. And then my friend calls me and says, Brian, I just made a brand new beard oil, and I really want you to come in and get a free beard trim and try the beard oil. And I said, hey, real funny story. I have a
talked about you.
that we just talked about you on called Bald and the Beardiful with my friend John here, who also has a glorious beard. And so she goes, oh my God, that's amazing. Yeah. And so we arranged some things, and real quick, we'll just play just a very short clip of that encounter. Hey man, can anybody here class us up?
Same.
Yeah, come on in.
So that was a lot of fun to make. It was very interesting.
Yes, it was.
Like 2 days before, we were just supposed to go in and get a haircut, and I said, "Oh, we'll record it and we'll do some stuff and we'll do some places." She goes, "I also have a friend who's a photographer, and he is going to come in and do like a photo shoot while you're getting your stuff done."
It was awesome because it was set up like a badass commercial. It was like we were being pampered. We had photography. We were shooting. We had, free beard.
Someone brought
by the way.
Coffee.
Yeah. We got free beard oil out of it.
Yeah,
so
free
thank
beard
you
oil,
for that. That was awesome.
Yeah.
It was a cool experience.
That's good. I'm wearing my beard oil today.
I am too. I've been putting it on. I don't put it on. I guess I do put it on every single day.
I've been trying.
My
to get better.
beard's not as long as yours, so I don't need. I don't feel like I need it every single day. But to be fair, if I wash my beard, then it's like, poof.
Yeah.
So I do need the oil.
I've just been trying to be better about, having it.
Be better. We haven't said that in a
I
while.
know, be better. God. Speaking of being better,
That's a good transition.
Speaking of being better, I was the last time I was editing the show, I decided to mark it explicit because I was tired of editing out my curse words because I have a sailor mouth. Mr. John, the realtor over here, does not have a sailor mouth. So I am trying to be better. Yeah, you do. I feel like you do when it's not like a public thing or whatever, but I'm trying to be better so I don't have to do as much editing, and we don't have to mark it explicit so that this is a family-friendly show, which I don't fucking love a lot. See, I just said it right now. I can't even.
It doesn't have to be family-friendly. Just, I don't know. yes.
No,
It
it's
doesn't
okay.
have to be family friendly.
I'm gonna try it like television, right? Well, Canadian.
PG-13, so you have one
I
F-bomb.
get one
You
per
get
show,
one.
and unfortunately, I just used it, so that's gonna be it. I'm gonna have to
See, that's kind of, so it's like PG-13 goes from one F-bomb to rated R, and Django had like 256 F-bombs or something like that. So
Yeah.
so it's, or was that the N-word? I don't know. 200, but the F-bombs
definitely
were,
not going there.
No. My point is from PG-13, you're limited to one F-bomb. You can have as many shits in there as you want, but
Yeah, that I
only
don't-
one F-bomb, which is kind of weird. That's like, oh God, what did I watch the other day? I watched something the other day, and stupid. I watched The Flash, right? Because I was talking to one of my
Which one?
friends about it. The newer one, the one with Ezra Miller.
Oh, okay.
So I is that his name, Ezra Miller? Yeah,
yeah.
right. So I was watching it, and because I was talking to one of my friends about it, and you realize that even though it bombed, it's pretty entertaining.
Mhm.
Like it's.
Oh, I loved it. I absolutely
It's
loved it.
yeah. It I didn't love it. I mean, I'd probably give it like a 6 out of 10, but 6.5 maybe. But just because of the
If a superhero movie has a superhero, a super villain, and has some superpowers in it, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. Every time.
No,
hands
see,
down.
we do have to review. Okay, well, let's review it then. We'll do a quick review. Well, no, actually, here's the thing. It's a 6.5 because, dude, they could have done better with the CGI budget. They could have, or just in general, they could have done better with the story. They could have done better. I mean, it was a cool story. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
It was cool, but the point I was trying to make is the whole thing plays out, and then they had to throw one F-bomb in there when George Clooney rolls up, and he's like, "Who the fuck are you?" It was just great. It was
Yeah.
awesome. So that was just the whole point I was trying to make. So
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, so that was good. Also, hi, Mom. Got to say that up front. So,
hi.
again, our one listener. She was very upset that I said that she thought our show was boring as.
I hope.
She's like, I didn't say that. So
I purposely I edit the shorts when I can, so I purposely did the short with that line in it, so that your mom can watch it over and over and over, and hopefully one day when it gets like millions of views, everybody thinks that your mom hated the show.
yeah, that's what I would really like.
So yeah,
I would really like everybody to think that she hated the show.
that was definitely for her.
Real quick, just so that you know this, I'm going to be typing our topics that we talk about because when I'm doing the editing, it's hard to listen and then also write out the description and everything. So I was like, hey, why don't I just type out real quick what we switch to when we talk to.
Well, I mean,
The
look,
topics,
Joe
so-
Rogan always turns to his producer and has him pull shit up. So
We don't have any
What?
stupid producer.
we don't have any producers. Where are you at? There's no one here.
It's that fig plant right there is a producer.
Yeah, yes.
These guys up here, they're the
These
producers.
guys right there, yeah. Right now, we're Bluetoothing the image up. He's looking stuff up. We have.
I'm definitely.
Oh, you're not looking anything up?
stuff
Okay. All right. No, that's cool. Yeah, I don't care. You're the one that's being rude to the viewers. So. Whatever.
But anyways, so back to our awesome photo shoot, right? Like I feel like that.
Oh, that was fun. I would do that again with
Yeah,
any
let's do this.
barbershop that's interested in having us at their barbershop to sponsor their shop.
Well, one of the things I would like to do.
I like breaking the fourth wall.
There's like the fifth wall in here. No, so what I was thinking, and we got a little bit of feedback, wherever, I feel like we should rate the barbershop. And then maybe we go to another barbershop and then we rate like, we come up with like maybe a couple of different categories that we rate them on, like what their vibe, their atmosphere is like, what the people who are working there was
Yeah.
like, and maybe do like find four different categories that we could like kind of talk about them. And then we can do little clips while we're there, throw those into our barbershop review corner or something like that.
I mean, it's just like the guy that, the IE guy that goes into all the restaurants and tries food out. I'm sure he goes in there. I'm sure they know him by now, but I'm sure that's how it started, right? You walk in, you go, hey, this is who I am.
Yep.
This is what I do. For us, it would be, we have this podcast. We
Yeah.
talk about, we throw in some sort of beard stuff. We'd love to sit in and get a beard trim or a cut. Wouldn't it be jacked up if you're like going to rate that barbershop, whoever it is, and you're like, hey, this is what I want, and they screw up and they cut half your shit off? That would suck.
that would be detrimental.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
That would not be cool.
But okay, so here's my dilemma. When I was thinking about this, I'm like, okay, we walk in, we go, hey, we're with the Bald and the Bearded podcast, so we're bald and we're bearded. We want to get a head shaven and we want to get a beard trim. Okay,
I shave my own head.
Well, I know, but they do like the hot towel. They do like
That's
the straight
different.
razor.
Yeah,
I feel like we could, not all the time because frankly, that's like $80 worth of service, and I'm not doing on a weekly basis for these yahoos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it'd be like a once a month kind of thing. We love you guys, but it might have to be once a month unless you cut us a deal. I mean, our individual pages have some good followers. So.
I know, but I feel like I can only get my beard trimmed so much per month. Like otherwise, I'm going to look like you.
You already kind of do. It's
half,
just
that
would be weird.
I know it'd be really weird.
You did that one time, I think. And then
it was last June. I cut my beard really short, and
I felt like it was.
I did it like
old.
this.
It was longer ago than that.
No, it's been a year.
So I have a thing where I've been thinking about growing the length out of my beard. Yeah, right. Do it. and just maintaining the trim, on the sides or whatever, just to keep it somewhat, So so I think I'm gonna do that. And,
do it, lady.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking like if you walk into a place and you go, "Hi, we have a podcast and we'd like to get a service which we will pay for, of course." Then like they're on their best behavior. You know what I mean? And then they go, "Oh, well, we're going to do something really nice and we're going to make it extra." I don't want them to be extra. I want them to just do the normal thing, and I want to see how they are normally. I want to be undercover bald and bearded.
Like undercover boss.
Yes.
I like that. That's
and then
a
we
great
go
idea.
in and be like, just like, "Hey, we're going to do this thing," or whatever. And maybe we just say, "Oh, would you mind if we just did like a time-lapse recording or some sort of or if we just recorded us talking, maybe just tell them it's for social media." We don't tell them what specifically it is because it's like, obviously, I would like to have that conversation, because you always
There's
talk
a lot
to
of
your
barbershops up here, so I think we'd have a lot of reviews that we can do.
Yeah, I think there's a good market for it.
But I think it has to be once a month because it's really more for the trim on the sides, and the taper on the sides.
Yeah.
More so than the,
Yeah.
I mean, I learned something new from Top Hats. I didn't know that in prison they take the straight razor and they just kind of brush your beard with it, and it cuts the little
straggles.
I didn't know. I know it's funny that that's where it came from, but it's actually ingenious, and I thought it was awesome. So shout out to
Rolanda.
Huh?
Rolando. He was
No. I know. Yes, but shout out to whoever figured that out in prison.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, that's pretty cool. So
Prison barbers.
it's resourceful, So I'm
Thanks, prison barbers.
For real. I'm not making fun of them at all. If you are, then you go to Brian. But no, I actually, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like that. I mean, he had that like face thing that was like bah, 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 with the hot towel.
Oh,
and
yeah,
the massager
pretty
or whatever.
cool.
That was nice.
Yep.
So
That was fun.
again, though, that was all like.
And then we got steam treatment. I mean, go check out the video. We'll put a link in the description.
Oh yeah.
On YouTube, and we'll put a link in. We'll put it on our in our
pages,
bio on TikTok and Instagram. But go check out the video. It's on both our Instagrams, and didn't we post it on our? Actually, it's on our TikTok.
Yeah, it's on all of our things.
Yeah, so if you're watching this, go check it out on our social media. It was pretty fun. It was pretty cool.
All of our cool, fun pictures. All like old timey, the black and white ones. We did for the beard oil.
Yeah, I like the one. Yeah, I like how when
I wish I
was
got one like that. Like when you the whole thing.
I'm surprised you didn't do that because I told the photographer, I was like, hey, I have this idea. Yeah. Just stay with me, and I did that, and he was like, oh, that's a great idea. It must be a natural at this. I'm like, yeah, I kind of done this before, but that's okay. Not my first time. Not my first time. Sorry, I had to do it. They said, "Sir, you're a professional." I didn't do the actual voice. Let's move on. That's okay. I'll do the impression when we have 1,000 followers. Okay. 1,000 followers, huh? No, I didn't do. No, I didn't do the full on like voice. The intricate they say I'm good at this and no one else is as good as me kind of thing in Trump's voice. So you get us to 1,000 followers, I will do a Trump impression. You get us to 10,000 followers, I will do an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression, and that's gonna be great. So
I think that sounds a little racist.
Why is that racist?
This chair is so squeaky. It is bothering the shit out of me.
You want to cut for a break and switch chairs?
See if that would give it that one.
This will be a BTS. Don't knock the tripod. You should have brought that chair over here. That was good. Oh, okay, whatever. I'm just not moving around as much as
I know.
you.
I talk too.
You're gonna have to cut all that crap out, bro. That was a waste of time.
Talk way too much with my body.
All right, we are back, but that was because Brian had to fix his chair.
I did have to fix my chair.
So what else is next, man? What do you want to talk about? So we talked about top hats again. Thank you to Monique and Rolando. Yes. Thank you to everybody who was there that was patient with our laughing and joking around. Yeah, it was a great experience. Thank you for the coffee and everything. That was awesome. So let's talk about. You know what? Let's talk about.
It's funny that you said that. You said, "Oh, we're back," but not because of our sponsors. But
if you would like to be,
no, this episode is sponsored by Top Hats.
I meant, yeah, that's true.
I totally forgot. I didn't even.
Sorry, but it's not because what I meant was we're not being sponsored. Like it's not like we get paid every show and we have paid advertisement, right? We are sponsored by Top Hat. This episode is definitely sponsored by Top Hats.
Yeah. That's so funny.
I want to talk about something you brought up, and I figured this is a good transition to it. But let's talk real estate for a minute.
Okay.
I would like to point out, first of all, before you talk about home inspections, because we are going to talk about home inspections, that we do not get paid too much. A lot of people out there have been trying to negotiate the C word, which is commission. Naughty people. And I think it's fine. Like you can what?
You've talked about this every single show.
Have I?
Yeah, every single show.
Let's talk home inspections.
You talked about commission every single show.
Oh, okay.
I think it's funny.
Okay, well let's talk.
No, it's fine. I feel like it's the commission corner.
Well, I guess the commission corner. I guess it happens all the time. So someone asked me to do the job at 1.5% commission. And while that's respectable on them to ask me that,
sure,
I respectfully declined.
Yeah,
the thing is we go through a lot, and the reason why I bring it up every show is because clearly it happens every week.
Yeah.
So let's talk home inspections. How's your last home inspection been?
No, the home inspection. The piece I wanted to bring up about home inspections was specifically, just home inspectors giving their unvalidated opinion, right? Yeah. Like when I hire a home inspector, the purpose of a home inspector for us is to look through a property, make sure that property that the buyer knows exactly the condition of that property,
right,
that they are purchasing.
Yep. And
then of course most of the time buyers will use that specific thing as leverage or whatever to negotiate repairs and that sort of thing or whatever. That's become a trend that is not like the actual intention of a home inspection. A home inspection is just so that the buyer is fully aware, in addition to the seller's disclosures and all the things that the seller has to say and all the reports that are ordered and all the other inspections that happen. But the home inspection is just so that the buyer knows exactly what they're purchasing.
Right.
And then we've turned that into, since now we know all these things, let's ask for repairs and these sorts of things or whatever. But what happens is a home inspector's job is to go in and inspect all of the functions and features of the home and report back on their quality and condition, and that's it. We use a lot of different companies for that. My biggest pet peeve for home inspectors, and when they're walking the clients through what they found, right? Not just the let's. I don't know. They always say, "Oh, here, let's see what we found." And it's
they review the report at
exactly.
at the end of the
they walk them through
inspection.
Yeah, they walk them through,
which is fine. That's their job.
Yeah, oh no, I love that. I think that's a great service that most of them do. But what I hate is
here it comes, people.
So what I hate about home inspectors who do this is they give their personal opinion about things instead of saying
Well, it's almost like they give their opinion like they're a contractor. Like they'll
Exactly.
say you have cracks in your stucco. So on their report and to the buyer directly, they'll say, this isn't good, and in my opinion, the wall's gonna fall apart if you don't get this patched. Like, you need to get this patched, not realizing that they're not a contractor. Like, even if you used to be a contractor, that's great, because, and quite frankly, if you used to be a contractor, you have that extra knowledge, right? So you should be saying, hey, as a contractor, these are settlement cracks, not a big deal. Now, obviously, if they're like, a quarter of an inch thick, you have a problem.
Right.
But if they're little hairline cracks in the stucco, don't put in the report
Right.
that you recommend like this being repaired because of something, because that's not your job.
Right.
So I think that's kind of where you were going.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, specifically, like, I was thinking stucco cracks, and I was thinking, what was the other one? Like, electrical things. Now, look, we obviously want to make sure
what kills me, bro, is, sorry to interrupt you. One of the things that kills me is water pressure.
Oh, no.
Every house, 100 out of 100 homes, if you had them inspected today, you're going to hear about water pressure.
Water pressure's too high.
Water pressure's too high. It should be between 65 and 75. Right. It's at 105. And, like, okay, I get it. But they make it sound so bad that even on my last one, we lowered it, but the buyers were so concerned.
Yeah, the buyers panic when they hear stuff like that.
And it was like, there's nothing to panic over. It's water. You can lower your water pressure anytime. The problem with, and here's the contractor answer to that, just so in case people don't know. The contractor answer, because I asked, is this: you want to be really careful about lowering or raising your water pressure, because if it's been the same for such a long time, right? What's going to happen is if you lower the water pressure or raise the water pressure, your gaskets, your seals, your pipes could burst, because you don't know if there's any underlying issues. So if you're buying a house and they're like, hey, lower your water pressure, and if you're representing the seller, which in my case I did, my advice to the seller would be no, because here's the thing: if we're going to lower the water pressure, then we don't want to be responsible for anything that happens to the seals, the pipes, the gaskets, anything that's involved with the plumbing,
afterwards,
because then you don't know what's going to be affected inside your walls either.
Right.
And that could open up a huge can of worms. So
exactly.
That's one of my pet peeves.
Yeah. So telling buyers, for a home inspector to tell a buyer, here is the condition of this thing.
Yeah.
And then, frankly, I don't want to hear anything after.
Yep.
You have some minor cracks in your stucco walls. That's it. That's all we need to know. You can say, I think that as far as the inspectors go, we would recommend those be sealed to prevent moisture, rodents, or pests. But beyond that, that's it. That's the only thing that the buyer needs to hear for that. Only because, number one, the only thing that you can do with stucco cracks is to seal them so that they don't have moisture, pests, or that sort of thing, any sort of intrusion. And it's like I had a home inspector give an inspection about they were looking at the electrical panels.
Yes.
They were electrical panels. There's a main panel out back, and there were 2 sub panels in the house because they made 2 additions onto the house.
Yeah.
So 2 permitted additions had 2 permitted sub panels, all that stuff. The brand of the sub panel was not like the best. They said, the home inspector said, here's these are older panels.
Yep.
There are no issues. She didn't even say there were no issues. She just said these are older panels, and in my professional opinion, they have a lot of recalls and they're dangerous.
Oh, I remember this story. Yeah.
And I was just I'm like, okay. I was like, so I'm standing there. I'm like, so did you see evidence of bad panel? You saw blackening. You saw arcing or something. You saw something in there that would indicate to you that you would need to make this warning. And she goes, no, everything was fine.
Right.
And I said, okay, cool. So everything's fine and nothing is wrong, whatever. Well, that set my buyer off.
Yep,
and she
of
went
course,
into the deep hole of the internet looking up all of the horror stories of electrical fires in the mountains and all these things. And I'm just like, and then we had to end up, and she wasn't satisfied with the answer of everything's fine. We had another electrician come out, give a second opinion because she was so freaked out.
Yeah.
She said, okay, let
I
me
would
go
be
look
too.
at this. And she paid like $500 for this person to come out. And he said, yeah, there's nothing wrong with these panels. He's like, yeah, they're older for sure. He's like, there's nothing wrong with them.
Fine, yeah.
And he's like, some of these panels may have failed in the past, but they probably had additional issues like being overloaded or under, the
Whatever,
wiring
yeah.
wasn't good or, whatever. And that wasn't, and even then, after having a second opinion, she was still freaked out and
Of
said,
course, it's electrical, bro.
Yeah.
Electrical and water freaks everybody out. And here's the one thing that I want to make clear, which I'm sure you would second. But the thing is we're not saying this. Like, I know you're not saying this because here's the thing. A lot of people would be like, but I want the home inspector to tell me this so that I know about it, right? Because
Sure.
are you trying to hide stuff? No, we're not.
No.
The thing is like, there's a will and a way to, because the home inspector probably thought, okay, you know what? I'm being helpful to the buyer to say, hey, these panels are older. This
Right.
particular brand has had some issues in the past. But there's a way to say it without putting the buyer in a position to go, well, okay, I want this fixed.
My
then. 'Cause if there's-
electrical system is failing, but
right,
it's not.
which is really not. Like there's a way to say it, and so that's the key. That's the key here. It's like, hey, if something is failing, great.
Obviously, we want to know everything that is failing and
Like
not
anytime,
safe
yeah,
and not
absolutely.
usable and everything like that. However,
Yeah.
I don't need an opinion about something that is safe, that is perfectly fine and is perfectly serviceable, even if it is older or whatever. Because I mean, you have appliances and you have like the water heaters and stuff like that. Like
Yep.
they have 20-year lifespans on them. But honestly,
Exactly.
most of these water heaters will last 40, 50 years as long as you have maintenance.
That's like saying I'm buying a house that was built in the year 2000. It's got tile roof. The roof is 25 years old. These tile roofs are rated for 30 to 40 years as it is. Oh my gosh, I need a new roof, or I want a roof cert. No, you don't want a roof cert. You don't need one unless you see evidence of leaking
Right.
and evidence of failure. Now, a lot of people do freak out too because they think, oh my gosh, there's all kinds of tiles on the roof that are cracked, and there's some that are missing, and oh my gosh, what do I do? I need a certificate. No, you don't. You need that's two of the most common or I guess tile or roof issues, not issues, but roof tiles being broken or missing
course.
is one of the most common issues, especially up here because of our wind and whatever. Stucco cracks in California is going to be a thing because we use stucco and we have earthquakes. So with stucco, unless you're planning on painting your entire exterior, I would not recommend it because then you see lines on your side walls that slightly don't match the paint because the rest of the paint's faded.
Yep.
So
Yeah. And
But,
one of the things that I love about roofs and always takes a lot of explanation and is, especially in our area, it's windy all the time. We have wind all the time here. And so when it rains and it's windy, again, we have a lot of tile roofs up here. We don't have a lot of shingle roofs. And so when it rains, the water can go back underneath the shingles.
Right.
And then during a home inspection, they go, well, we saw some staining in the attic, right? We looked at the roof underneath and we saw some staining,
Yeah.
but we did a moisture meter. There's no moisture. So it's like, okay, most likely during the last rainstorm or whatever, there's probably a little bit of water that got underneath the tiles, came back through.
Yeah.
It got wet enough to leave a mark, and then it went away, and that's it. But most people are like, well, if there's a stain, then obviously the roof is like, well, you can see that there are no broken tiles. Or maybe there is one broken tile over there, or whatever. And it's like, well, then there's clearly one broken tile. Like, we'll get that tile fixed, and we can such easy remedies that I think that are just that I think get blown way out of proportion because of a circumstance, right?
Yeah, what I always thought was interesting is when sellers don't want to do any repairs, which, if you're representing the seller, obviously you can't tell them they're wrong, right? But I get it. Like, at the end of the day, our job is to have that, fiduciary responsibility towards who we're representing, right? So if we're representing the seller, then, quite frankly, you go along with what they want, which is fine. That's their prerogative.
Right.
However, we don't live in a world where buyers are just going to say, okay, like in 21 and 22, people were like, I don't care what the condition of the house is. I'm paying you 50 grand extra and I'm getting this house because quite frankly,
It was the only one
we
available.
only had 300 homes on the market in this valley. Well, we're at now we were at 1,600 and I saw the update market update today and we are now below 1,600 again. But that's a lot of homes on the market. So as a buyer, where I might have had one home in one neighborhood, now I have 8. And so I can pretty much choose whatever home I want. So if
Buyers
you're
have a lot of leverage right now.
yeah, if you're a seller out there, understand that yes, buyers do have a lot of leverage, and understand that the way I look at it is, look, if you don't want to do any cosmetic work because the buyer is buying a home, when you see a home, you're like, oh, I like this house, right?
Right.
Everyone's going to see something that they're not going to like in a home. So cosmetically, you might say, well, you know what? I'm not going to do anything to the home. I'm not going to change your baseboard. I'm not going to do, you know what I mean? I'm not going to change your backsplash because you don't like my color. Like you're buying the house the way I have it, right? However, if I'm a seller, I'm looking at health and safety.
Of course.
Right? Because even though I may disclose what I think is functional, I don't want to be liable for something later. So if we have an electrical issue, and overloading a circuit is very common. I've seen up to 4 or 5 wires in one circuit. And I'm like, holy crap, dude. You guys are going to blow up this house, right? So like, no, maybe not. But you're going to cause an electrical fire. And that's pretty stupid. So, health and safety concerns, I definitely would say like, hey, we need to get this stuff done, But yeah, home inspectors, if you're watching this, don't give a contractor answer, even if you were a contractor. That's not your job.
No.
Stop it. Be better.
Stop it and be better. Also, sellers, if you are thinking of selling your house, the greatest way to know what you're going to get yourself into is to have your home pre-inspected.
Oh, yeah.
You can hire an inspector to come
absolutely.
out, do a home inspection as if they were looking for a buyer. You get the report, and then you can go through and go, hey, these are the things that if I was buying a house, I would like to have done.
Yeah.
You can take some time, get those things fixed, so that way when the buyer comes back through, we can say, hey, we already had all of these things done. Here's our pre-inspection report. And then they have their own they're still going to have their your home inspected.
Plus, the other thing is like the buyer is still going to.
There's no shock, no surprises.
Yeah, and the buyer may still you can present that home inspection to the buyer and say, hey, this is the home inspector we did. These are the repairs we made. You're welcome to get your own home inspection again, but the buyer has the choice to waive it. Should you ever waive a home inspection?
Never.
Hell no.
Absolutely not.
But if I had an inspection done that the seller is providing me and it was done a couple weeks ago, if I'm a buyer, I'm probably going to waive it because I'm going to want to save that $600.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, but yeah,
definitely not cheap.
If it was my buyer, I would say get it anyways to compare and so
yeah, absolutely. I would say me personally, I definitely would probably just use theirs and be like, honestly, it depends on how old it was. If it was like 9 months ago, I'd get
that's
too much
for
time.
sure. Yeah.
But if it was like last month and they're like, we fixed
30
this,
days
this, and this, I'd be like,
good. Yeah.
I'm fine.
Oh yeah, I mean, with the homes lasting an hour.
Professionally, we never recommend you skip it.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, for me, if it was me, and I mean, homes are lasting a little under 60 days on the market right now. So even 60 days I would take because, I mean, a lot could happen in 60 days, but maybe not. But 30 days, I think 30 days for me would be my threshold.
Yeah.
Anything over 30 days, I'd say, let me get another one just to compare because you never know, But that was that was more real estate than normal.
Yeah, that was a lot more real estate. Sorry about that, guys. But we did talk about the Flash, and so that's our media. We're not going to talk.
I'm
about
sticking to 6.5 out of 10 on that one. Sorry.
We're not going to talk about any other
Justice League for me was like
movies
5 out of 10
or anything. You can't talk about. We already talked about the Flash. You can't talk about any more.
I just wanted to tell you that the Justice League for me is a 5 out of 10.
Justice League was a 5 out of 10.
Oh, Justice League sucked. Maybe not sucked, but it was not. And I'm a Superman fan.
Just making a note to unfollow John on social media.
Block and unfollow. Yeah, I mean, hey, you guys, if you guys want us to rate more movies, you let us know. I mean, we need help on that. We need your opinion on what's next in your little mind.
No, ew, little mind. Fuck off.
PG-13. That's it. That's your one.
No. No, I wanted to ask you about your phelan files because you've been doing all those videos on your hoarder cleanup and
Here's the thing about
a little bit more real estate. Sorry.
yeah, but actually fun. I think this is kind of fun because okay. So for those that don't know, the phelan files, which thank you Amanda for creating the name because I think she created it, so I'm giving her credit for it. I think she did. But the phelan files started off. I had a friend of mine who's an investor bought a property in Phelan, and just like all my deals, I feel like it was extra drama, and it is what it is. Can't talk about it, but hey, it is what it is, right? So, the house, there's 2 houses on the property, and if you haven't seen it, go watch the first video I made, which you can see right here. But go watch the first video I made, and that one you'll understand what I mean. But the whole lot, it's 7.5 acres of just like in my very last video, it's a hoarder's wet dream, dude.
Yeah,
I mean it really is, And so the houses were so bad that I can't describe it. You're gonna have to go watch the video. But it's coming along, which is really cool. The thing about the house, I keep saying the house, but the thing about this property is the main work is the trash.
Mm-hmm.
There's
getting that hauled out.
Like I've seen houses that you could consider a hoarder house, right? But there's cool stuff in there. They just collected things, But this is something out of Hoarders, the TV show.
Yeah, it's just trash and garbage.
Times 100. Maybe 1,000. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's coming along, dude. I'm going to actually go there tomorrow morning and shoot some video. So one of the houses is painted on the outside. Both roofs are done. Nice. The one house that's painted on the exterior is also painted inside. Electrical's done.
Is your investor there? You guys are putting on, you guys are rehabbing both properties and you're going to be cleaning it completely up and everything, right?
Yeah. So we're going to clean the property up. The lot's going to be fully cleaned out. They had 9 or 10 RVs there. We're down to 2.
Yeah.
And there was some fifth wheels, so we're down to 2. They had some cars. They took those. They had a full carnival ride that was removed. You heard that right. Carnival ride. Yeah, all the parts and everything. They took it all.
What the heck?
Yeah.
What carnival ride was it?
I don't know.
A zipper?
I don't know. Apparently it was in one of the fifth wheels and as storage, and because it wasn't in the lot. Not to mention they had this huge. They don't call them nurseries, but they had this huge area where they grew a lot of marijuana.
Sure.
What are they called? Not nurseries, but what are they called?
The hoop houses?
No. Well, yeah, greenhouse. Yeah. It was a big tented greenhouse, And they had all the huge industrial air filters. It was a huge
it was an operation.
Deal. Yeah, it was a big operation. So we had to clean that up. So there's a lot in there. But yes, ultimately both houses will be rehabbed. New electrical, new plumbing actually. Fresh paint, new cabinets, countertops, the whole thing. We'll have appliances, and every video that I try to do, because for a while there I felt like I was just filming trash.
Yeah.
And so I had to get real creative so far on how I'm filming these videos, right? So now you're going to start seeing more updates and more there. So come follow me for some of that stuff, and I'm going to start doing that with all the flips we're doing. We're buying one in Barstow right now. So nice. Yay, Barstow.
Yeah.
It's awesome. The Barstow files. I'm just going to, be the name, the Barstow files. Eventually it'll be the street name. Oh, yeah. Because you may buy another one in Barstow. So it might be the Main Street files, or something. But, yeah. So if you're looking to sell a home, if you inherited a home, we buy houses cash and we'll flip them.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah, it's been pretty interesting.
Good. I'm glad it has been interesting because,
I mean, like I said, dude, if it's just trash in every video, I will say this.
People love a hoarder situation. That's why Hoarders is such a great show.
Yeah. In every video, you will see something new that I discover trash-wise. Okay, this is a preview to the next video, which you'll see. One of the fifth wheels, Liz's fifth wheel has been removed. If you don't know, go see it. But the fifth wheel's been removed, right? Mm-hmm. Well, there seems to be wood piled up like an encampment that was right next to it that I'd never noticed. Like it's really weird. You know the fifth wheel that was next to the brown house? I don't know if you remember. Well, okay, this is how bad it was that I didn't even notice. One of the trees is leaning like this.
Oh, like it grew out from underneath?
It grew out, right? So I was like, what the heck? Did they like destroy the tree and it's about to fall over? Nah, bro. The tree trunk grew at an angle. So, because I looked at our drone video, which the fifth wheel was there, and I'm like, let me check the aerial. Sure enough, dude, this tree is going one direction, and it's nuts. Yeah, it's wild. So there's like these plywood like section that was built next to the fifth wheel, and I went the other day. Yeah, when I went the other day, I looked, and there's like a suitcase in there, which I pulled out because I was like, what's in here, right? Disgusting, but it was like clothes and whatever, like just sitting outside. There's like a tub, so I'm gonna go try to. That's what I'm gonna try and do in the video is do like a unboxing of hoarding.
Hoarding unboxing.
Hoarding unboxing.
That's
so
terrible.
Stay tuned for that. But that's been a very interesting endeavor for sure.
That's crazy.
So yeah,
that's fun.
So, that's okay.
Last night I did the National Night Out. That was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, tell us about that because I heard that it was a very big success for you.
Well, yeah, it was pretty cool. I was using it to, very selfishly to get Google reviews and Instagram followers, and it worked out pretty well. So it was a lot of fun. But one of the coolest things that happened was the CHP landed their helicopter. Right?
Was it CHP or the Sheriff's Department?
No, it's CHP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's like CHP, National Night Out's just like police awareness and like community involvement and stuff like that. So it was CHP, sheriff, there was like the AMR ambulances were there, all of the community, like all the San Bernardino County people, all the town of Apple Valley.
Because one of my friends flies the helicopter
really?
for the Sheriff's Department. So shout out to you.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm not going to say his name, but shout out to you. I'm going to do a ride along, which I need to do.
That is
so
cool.
If you're down, can 2 people come?
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, a helicopter. Is it a helicopter?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, that would be kind of sweet.
Yeah,
I'd be terrified. I'm not gonna lie. I would be terrified because I don't.
No, I love
that's crazy
that stuff. So anyway, sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, so CHP landed their helicopter in the field behind us, so that was really awesome.
That's cool.
I did a little Instagram live there, but we just had like a prize wheel that we would have people spin or whatever. Like kids love a prize wheel. And
for sure.
So it basically was just giving away toys and candy, just whether they choose a toy or a candy. That's what they spun the wheel for.
Yeah.
Eventually, we added peanuts and seeds because some of the older kids would spin and they'd be like, "Yeah, I want candy, but also like I want some sunflower seeds." We had
dude, yeah, sunflower seeds are great.
Yeah, and so it was fun. It was a cool experience and a lot of fun. Where it was only like 2 hours, but we set up like 2 hours early. It didn't start till 6, but we set up at like 4:00, and so
now you know how I feel when I DJ, bro.
Yeah, I know. It's like it was so much setup and takedown, and it was just like, dang, man.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was worth it for all the things that I was able to get. Like I said, I think I got like 27 Google reviews, and
that's so good. How many Google reviews are you at now?
Like 53.
53.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. I'm trying to. I'm going to start hitting other like vendors that I've used in the past and stuff like that. I wanted to get. More reviews.
For sure.
I'm trying to get to 200 by the end of August. That's my goal.
Be fun.
Yeah, if I get to 200 reviews, I feel like that would be a lot more than most of the competitors that I have. So.
Yeah, you know what's funny is I've been asking my like previous clients and stuff and I've been getting 5-star reviews and if you're in business for yourself, it doesn't have to be real estate.
Nope.
Whatever it is, right?
Absolutely.
I encourage you, and I'm not going to give you the one secret that. Actually, you know what? I'll give you the one secret because we had a meeting yesterday, and he did not give that URL secret, and I was going to raise my hand and say it, but I was like, nah, screw that. I'm not going to do it. But I will say it on the air here. If you have a Google business page, and if you don't, you need to create one. But if you have a Google business page, you need to ask everybody for 5-star reviews. And you create a very simple URL. If you want to give me a 5-star review, I will give you one after today's date. All you have to do is go to reviewjtr.com. So simple. Reviewjtr.com. He's going to give you his. Give him a 5-star review. But here's the thing. we have to give you one too, right?
Yeah.
But you have to create it. You'll give people a tool to do something and they won't do it, right?
Right.
So yeah, you create a URL, it'll take you straight to the review page. But it's really cool because then you kind of remember some of the transactions you did, and you think to yourself, why didn't I ask for a review back then?
Right.
You know,
I always ask for a review, but I don't feel like I'm very good at the follow up to be like, oh, did you do this thing?
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah. You
And
always
so-
ask. But what's your review URL for the? People?
Mine's review.bjcsells.com.
Easy.
Yeah, it's just review dot and then my website.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to also create a Google business page for like the DJ stuff,
Of course,
because that's
already.
then I can go back to people and start having them
Yeah.
review us, because I also do DJ. That's why I'll shout out my social media later, but I do DJ as well for those that don't know, and we do weddings and all kinds of stuff. And
Not we don't do weddings.
no, not us. I do it with a friend of mine.
He's got a
that
partner.
that I've been doing it with.
John's a partner whore. John's got partners with everybody.
That is true. That is true. But you know what, man? That's what makes you greater, is to partner up with somebody that you
Right.
love and care for, have a good relationship with,
Yeah.
and you just
That's why
do
this
something you
works
love.
so well.
It does. Yeah.
I also speaking of past partners and current partners, last week, I think it was maybe a week and a half ago, it was before the beard thing. I had a podcast a while ago.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah.
the guy that I did that podcast with, like, he was texting me, and
Did he watch our podcast?
Yeah,
Oh.
he found it. And I don't feel like I'd ever told him about it.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, and he was just like, he was giving me such a hard time about what, I don't have, my beard's not big enough, I'm not bald enough for you, like
Clearly,
I don't
mine's
sell enough
short.
real
so-
estate for you, like all these things, whatever. And I was like, nah, man, you know how reluctant I was to do
Oh,
this anyway.
yes, that is definitely. Listen. What's his name? Dan. I have been bugging Brian since
Like what, like 2018?
probably, yeah, since probably like when we became friends and got to know each other. So we met in 2015. You've been here 10 years, right? So
Yeah, almost.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been bugging him since like 2017, 2018 to do this podcast, and he's always said no, don't want to do it. Nope, don't want to do it. Don't want to do it. Till finally, I was like, one day we were talking, and we were sitting at our cubicles, and I was like, why are we not recording this? And you're like, okay, fine, let's do it. So I convinced him, but it took me a long time.
Yeah, it really did. And so he was giving me a hard time, but we talked, and he wasn't actually mad or anything. He was just
that's
it was
good.
fun. But yeah, man. So that was very interesting, because I was just like, oh, I felt a little guilty. It did feel a little bit like cheating, but not really, because it's not the same thing. I was like, if we just picked up on our old one, and I was just like, oh, I just replaced you, and we just continued where we left off 19 years ago or whatever when we did that one, I feel like
You feel like that would have been
that would have been cause for you to be upset or whatever.
Yeah, no, of course.
So yeah, but I was just like, this is completely different, and I'm trying. I keep trying not to talk about real estate, but then it's like everybody's like, oh, the real estate stuff interesting. I'm like, I don't.
I know, which is funny, because when we started this podcast, we were like, no real estate, very little real estate, because that's our job.
Right.
Like maybe like a minute and a half, 2 minutes of real estate.
Yeah.
And then we were like, no politics, no religion. I mean, I have obviously no religion, but I have a lot of like opinions with certain things that are happening right now, and obviously we're not going to talk about it. I wouldn't care if we talk, because here's the thing with politics. I want to make this very clear. If we talked about politics, it would not be side-based. Like, in other words, it would not be based on a red or a blue side.
No.
It would be an opinion to pretty much talk crap about both sides. just so I'm clear on how it would be. So, like, if we talked about a bill or a law or something that was coming, then it would be on the opinion on both sides to say basically how it should be. But most people, when you talk politics with somebody, it's either one side or the other. And if you're on the wrong side, you're stupid either way. Right. So that's why we don't talk about it. But yeah. And then someone said, no, your real estate stuff is actually pretty interesting. I wish you would have said more. And then we were like, okay. But to be fair, we don't want it to take over the podcast.
No,
'cause
no, no,
that's
no.
not the sole purpose.
I mean, it's called Bald and the Beardiful, not the Bald and the Realtors. You know what I mean? Like, or the Beautiful Realtors, which, I mean, honestly, that would have been a really good one. The Beautiful.
We're not changing the
We're
name.
not changing the name, no.
Yeah, because then you're changing everything, so we're not doing all that. I actually like the name. We actually came up with this name
Many years ago.
many years ago when we talked about it, and I think you even secured the email back then, right?
Yeah,
Because we were going to do something else.
Yeah.
It wasn't podcast related, but
No, it's a lot of stuff.
have you watched Happy Gilmore 2?
I have not watched Happy Gilmore 2 yet. I
So-
really want to.
Yeah, you need to sit down and watch it. It's funny. I sat down to watch it, and my younger son sat down with me and was watching it. He's like, "Who's that? Why is he doing that? What's that? What's that?" And I was like, "Look, okay,
You didn't watch the first one before you watched the second one again?
No, bro. Do you know how many
Lame.
times I've watched Happy Gilmore?
But how many times has your son watched it with you?
0. So
Right. That would have been...
let me finish
Okay, all right.
because you're
All right.
okay. We didn't finish the movie. I finished it on my own. He
Okay.
didn't finish it. So I'm going to rewatch. I told him we'll watch the first one together and then we'll watch the second one and you can understand what's going on because there's so many references, in it.
That's what I heard, like criticism.
Yeah, I'm
It
not
was
going to
like-
give anything away because obviously I'm not a spoiler kind of guy, but I will say
No,
that
I'm just saying that's what I hear. Like the criticism is that it's so referential to the first one.
yeah,
I
some
mean, I
people
think-
didn't like that because they kind of felt like, okay, it's like they remade Happy Gilmore again. But to be fair, you have to do that sometimes
Right.
because the comedy is the comedy. So I think you'll enjoy
I think
it.
I will love it. I think. I will.
Yeah, I think you. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I have mixed feelings about it. I think it could have been a little bit better, but I don't know. All in all, it was entertaining, and it took me down memory lane, and I thought it was fun. So
Well, I definitely want to see it. It's on my list. I also started Squid Games like the second. We've only watched the first season,
okay,
and so they're coming out with like the third or fourth. I don't know.
yeah.
We started watching it, and I feel like we got about 3 episodes in, and just like, man, this is.
Yeah, I
So I don't know if it gets better. In the
haven't watched
later
it.
Season.
I know people that have watched it that really like it or
Yeah.
whatever. I never got into it. So.
The first one, I thought the first one was really good, and I feel like the second one is just. it's just
Oh,
been
the second
bor-
one.
the
Oh,
sec-
gotcha.
Second season
Got it. Okay.
is like boring AF, and so far, I mean, there's the first 3 episodes. I'm just like, all right, we get it. Like, kill somebody. You know what I mean?
Where are
Like,
you at on Ted Lasso?
finished?
So what did you think of the finale?
I mean, I definitely didn't think they were. They definitely didn't think they were coming back because they wrapped everything up in a nice, neat little bow. And
I think they did a fantastic job at ending the season
Yeah.
where it was, which I thought it was a series finale, but
Yeah, so,
apparently
I
they're
mean,
working on the 4th. So
I feel like they just finished filming it.
Oh, did they
Yeah,
wrap?
because we watched it. I think it was last week. Sometime we were watching it, and as soon as we finished, I was like, okay, when I was like,
when does it-
my feeling was just like, where do you continue from that? If they wrapped everything up, and then all of a sudden I was like, I'm pretty sure John said that they were coming back for 4th. So I Googled it, and
Yeah.
they did. It just said like it was like 3 days ago. Like the article from like 3 days before that was, Ted Lasso season 4 finished wrapping. Wraps.
I wonder. So
Or
spoiler.
actually, I think it was just the Kansas part or whatever. So they were going back to London. So they're not completely done yet. But
I thought they were going back to Kansas,
they just finished filming in Kansas.
but
So
I thought the season 4 was based back in Kansas.
maybe, but I'm sure that they're going to film both.
Maybe.
Depending on how they plan on ending it.
Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen it, then skip this part or whatever, or it's on you. I gave you a spoiler alert, but I
They
thought.
said you just don't spoil stuff.
But to you,
No,
but
no.
we're talking about Ted Lasso. I know we didn't want to talk about media, but I'm talking about it. Did I hear or did they mention that he was gonna coach a female soccer team? Is that what it was?
I mean,
Or
I
did
know
they
that
make a reference to
Yeah, they
it?
made it.
The reference, right?
Yeah, the reference is that she, at the end or whatever, it was like Keely came in and gave her the thing that said,
Yeah.
we need a female.
So
like, or something
I think
like
that would be cool because the guy soccer team was just crazy, right? So I wonder how the girls soccer. I wonder how he would do with women's soccer with the
Yeah.
same kind of, if it's going to be soccer.
That
Who
same
knows?
energy.
Maybe it's
Was
volleyball. I don't
the
know.
whole time that I was watching, I was like, oh, this would be fun to make this kind of opposite and have an English soccer coach come over and do a football team or whatever, and what the difference was. And then
American football.
Yeah, American football.
Yeah,
and
that'd be
then
good.
I was watching. It was Jason Sudeikis on Hot Ones, and doing that show or whatever. And that was one of the questions, like, oh, how would you feel if they did this and they did? I was like, that's my same thing. That's exactly what I was wanting.
That would be fun.
I was curious to see how that would be, and he was just like, oh yeah. And they went through a whole entire thing of like, oh, how do you think it would be different if it was the opposite?
I think it would be so
crazy.
cool because of how big American football players are and just the sport and the behind.
It's so
Especially
crazy
after
difference.
watching Baller. Have you ever watched not Ballers? Ballers, right? With The Rock? Was it Ballers?
Oh.
Yeah, it was Ballers.
Ballers? Yeah. No,
Yeah, it
I
was
didn't watch
Ballers on HBO, and it was about. So the show was with The Rock, and they based it around him being like a marketing, not marketing, but
like an agent, right?
almost like an agent, yeah. But they based it. Part of the series was based around the Vegas, the Raiders stadium and stuff. And I always loved that show. I'm sad that it went away. So you're gonna have to watch Ballers and tell me what you think of it. So
I don't really love like those reality-based
It's
shows,
not reality,
like
bro.
Entourage and all that stuff. Like,
it's not real. What do you mean?
I mean, I know they're scripted shows.
What are
but
you talking crap about Entourage right now?
I've never seen it, but I just
Oh
don't.
my
I don't love those kind of shows.
I am now going to unfollow you. Entourage is one of the greatest series ever, and I mean that with every bone in my. Entourage is Breaking Bad level. Entourage is think of any series that you loved, and Entourage is at that level. You are missing out on. And here's the thing, So I watched Entourage the movie with Brandon, our friend Brandon.
Yeah. Hi, Brandon Ray.
Hi, shout out to Brandon for that. And I had never watched the series.
I miss Brandon. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
So we went to the movies and watched Entourage.
Right.
And I was like, what is going on? I love this movie. And he was like, you've never watched? I was like, no.
Why would you go see the movie if you haven't seen the show?
Doesn't matter. The movie doesn't ruin anything for the show.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
The movie is just them coming together.
Okay.
I went and binged watched the show because I love the movie so much. And after I finished, matter of fact, I might just start it again. I've watched that series I don't know how many times, and it's been a while, so I'm gonna have to go watch it. That's the same thing that happened with Breaking Bad.
Oh, Breaking Bad.
Last thing I'll say, I had a friend that said, you need to watch this, you need to watch this. They were like starting to film like the last season or whatever. So I started like the first episode. I think I watched the first 2 episodes and I was like, this is really stupid. Like, I thought it was stupid, right? And I let it go a couple times. Anyways, long story short, the third time I tried it, my friend was like, you just need to stick through it. I was like, okay. It's one of my favorite series of all time.
Okay. Well, I'll put it on my list. I mean, I've got like 14 years worth of TV that I need to catch up on. So I'll probably never get to it, but I'll pretend like I do.
This was episode 5.
Oh, yeah.
We have to close. We have to wrap. So this was
hold on.
episode 5. What?
Well, I'm not done yet.
Oh, you're not done?
No, because you said something about Vegas, and that reminded me that 2 weeks ago was my anniversary, my 9-year wedding anniversary, and we went to Laughlin because we wanted some place that was, fun and hot or whatever. And I wanted to tell you this funny story that happened to me because what happened was I'm getting old. Okay? And I figured this out because I literally was walking up to, we have all our stuff, actually, we valet and we let the bell people take our stuff, whatever. Because
you are really old.
Yeah, because
I VIP too, or valet.
Valet, yeah.
VIP.
I valet, and then because I didn't want to do the bellhop thing or whatever. Like, I don't want to have to carry my bags, but I had my backpack on my mobile office. It's got all my stuff in it, and it was a little bit heavy because I had all my laptop and like work things in there because I work everywhere, and I'm standing at the check-in counter and I'm talking to the lady and I'm going to sign the little pad of paper when you pay your deposit or whatever and you check in.
Oh, at the
check-in
at
at the hotel lobby desk.
counter. Yeah,
exactly.
Yep.
And
I know this story.
yeah, And so I signed my name, and
Welcome to the club.
I'm just like, oh, my neck hurts. Ow, what? My neck hurts really bad. And all of a sudden, my neck just went out. Like, I spent, like, the next 3 days, like, not being able to move. And even right now, like, I'm still very stiff. And, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
when I was checking back, we were checking out, my neck was feeling fine. It was like, it'd been a couple of days. And so I was like, okay, it's starting to feel a little bit better. And so I go up, we get the bell, or we get all of our stuff, or whatever, get the bell person, we get all our luggage. I put my backpack on. I'm walking up to the desk, and I go to drop my keys, and I'm like, oh my God. So for some reason, when I'm wearing my
Pinched a
backpack,
nerve or
I
something?
cannot move my arms ever.
It must be like a pinched nerve or something.
It must be, because, I mean, it's still like, I can barely move my neck now.
Well,
So that was fun. Yeah, just breathing and standing apparently causes me to throw out parts of my body. So that was
welcome to your 40s,
I
mid
know.
40s, I guess I would say.
Yeah, it is pretty mid 40s ish.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's yeah. I picked up a pan from one of my cabinets one time, and I just bent down to grab a pan, and as I was coming up, my spine tweaked
Yeah,
because I have like loose discs because I'm old,
sure.
and I fell to the ground and I couldn't walk for like 2 days, bro. Like just because it just wanted to give out, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
I know. It
Anyway.
is a real bitch getting old, and hopefully that doesn't happen again. Because man, I've been trying to. I can't even sleep good at night now. Like I'm like trying to figure out. I wake up every morning going like, oh nope, it still hurts really bad. But I can feel it like in my shoulder. So maybe I just need to get like a massage or something into my shoulder to
yeah,
figure
an
that
adjustment
out. 'Cause,
maybe. Yeah, yeah.
ugh, I don't like those.
What freaks me out is neck adjustments. I will not get adjustments. Matter
Oh,
of fact,
of
I turn my head a certain way and my neck clicks, and I know I just need an adjustment, but I have this fear.
But they're just
Oh,
gonna spin your
them
head right
just-
off.
Yeah, just break my neck, and
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
absolutely.
die on the table. And nope, I'm good. I'll just die of natural causes one day.
Natural causes. That's it. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got to talk about how old we are.
Yeah. That was it, I
I
guess,
think
right?
that was real episode 5.
Yes, that was episode 5. I had to dub in a. Actually, it's 4. So this was episode 5.
Yeah, we thought last time was episode 5, but we weren't very well prepared with our third camera, so we didn't have all of the information that we needed. So there we go.
It's just going to get better over time. That was episode 5. Follow us on Bald, the letter N, the Beardiful,
Bald and the Beardiful.
on all of your social media platforms. TikTok, for whatever reason, is not showing, but we do. I am the DJ Realtor on TikTok and John the Realtor on Instagram. And you are?
At BJC Sells on all platforms.
See, I just need to just change it. The thing is my Instagram, so Johnny the DJ on Instagram, I have a separate account for that, which I created way later, and I should probably combine them, but it's really a pain in the ass because I have to repost all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like unless you're going to combine all of it, make.
Well, the thing is okay. So I follow this girl, this woman who's a realtor also, and she also DJs,
Oh, that's interesting.
and I think she models, but she's got a lot of DJ stuff on her page and a lot of real estate stuff on her page, and I really liked it, and that's when I talked to you about maybe I should combine them,
Right.
Because people don't just want to always see just listed sold, you know what I mean?
Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, so they want to. People want to. Correct me if I'm wrong. People want to see your personal life, your DJ, whatever, cast iron pans, cooking, the whole thing. Yeah. So I
That's
don't
why
know.
my account's all over the place because I feel like
Maybe when we
I
get,
just put all my things on there.
yeah, maybe everybody can tell us what their opinion, and I'll let me know what you think.
Nobody's gonna tell you an opinion.
Not right now. We have like 30 followers.
Well, I don't even think we have that. I think we have like 4.
No,
What? Subscribers?
on Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh, but you see shorts on there.
Yeah.
Go follow us on Spotify and YouTube and all that. We need follows. Just support our cause and
Support the cause.
yeah, support the cause. Eventually, we'll have a Cash App or something. Who knows? Maybe Cash App us $1 to support us. Well, that was it for episode 5.
That's
We hope
bad.
you enjoyed it. And we'll see you for episode 6. See you on the flip
Adios.
side. Peace.